Hello. This is Antya from Byte Shuffle. Thank you for always watching my videos. This time, I've put together an overview of the Blue Zenith strategy and its sideboarding plan. Here is the deck list we will be using this time. I'll keep this hand since I can use Island as a starting point and smooth out my hand with draw spells. I'll search for a tutor. I'll stack Ponder, Lotus Petal, and Infernal Tutor in that order, then draw. I'll go searching for mana acceleration. I stacked Polluted Delta on top, followed by Ponder. Since I suspected my opponent was holding Endurance, I chose to leave the Surveil effect on top of the library. I'm going all in. From here, I'll generate more mana needed for the combo. As for when to stop flipping cards with Ad Nauseam, in the case of Beseech the Mirror, if you have enough storm count, reaching 4 mana and having at least one permanent will secure the win. I'll accelerate my mana while also building up the storm count. With the storm count built up sufficiently, I'll cast Tendrils of Agony. Before sideboarding, I'd like to review the list we used. First, the conclusion. I will explain it step by step. Since the content is the same as the previous video, feel free to skip ahead to Game 2 unless you'd like to review. First, I want to go over the basic mechanics of the Blue Zenith deck, starting with Living Wish or Green Sun Zenith. By assembling Naedru, Winged Wisdom and Nomad's Encore, my opponent complete the combo and draw a large number of cards from deck. After that, my opponent can play hate bears like Collector Oof or hold up counters like Force of Will. Bring me down from the game. Even if the combo goes off, as long as Vexing Bauble is on the battlefield. If my opponent's mana is not open, pitch spells can be neutralized, so it's too early to give up. But once my opponent's combo starts going off, there's little time left for us. To speed up the deck's combo, I included Chrome Mox and Ad Nauseam. When focusing on speed, I side out Cabal Ritual and Wishclaw Talisman since they have low contribution. The preamble was a bit long, but here are the cards related to ANT in the Blue Zenith deck. First, there are various counters such as Force of Will, Force of Negation, Flusterstorm and Consign to Memory. In response to these, I use discard spells like Duress and Thoughtseize, as well as Veil of Summer. Veil of Summer cannot prevent Consign to Memory alone, so caution is necessary. As I briefly mentioned earlier, if my opponent's mana is not open, Vexing Bauble can handle pitch spells. Next, there's the Hate Bear package with Living Wish, Green Sun Zenith, and Scavenging Ooze, along with graveyard hate cards like Endurance and Surgical Extraction. Unlike Lands decks, which include the Crop Rotation and Bojuka Bog package, this deck is not as flexible. Therefore, I think the Beseech the Mirror and Giazwil package is likely to be effective. Next, there are hate bears like Collector Oof and Leovold, Emissary of Trust with Living Wish and Green Sun Zenith. Since there aren't many copies included, I'll minimize my countermeasures and only add 2 copies of Abrupt Decay. Since my opponent's permanents are primarily hate bears, I'll replace the low contribution Boseiju, who endures. Since my opponent doesn't use a mana denial strategy, the value of basic lands decreases. Since I generally search for dual lands, I will side out the basic lands. Next, there's Teferi, Time Reveler, but if you play Beseech the Mirror with Bargain, you won't be able to cast the searched spell, so caution is needed. Finally, regarding Veil of Summer, my opponent might have a few copies hidden, so I always keep it in mind and play around it whenever possible. I'll keep this hand since I can start with Vexing Bauble, use my draw spells to quickly find a tutor, and aim for an early win. The reason I played Bayou first is because using Misty Rainforest too early would increase the chances of losing if Brainstorm doesn't reveal good draws. In addition, there's a chance I'll top deck a land that produces blue mana, and in the worst case, I can cast Brainstorm using Lotus Petal to dig for it. Since I don't have time, I'll cast Brainstorm using Lotus Petal. I stacked Chrome Mox on top, followed by Underground Sea. I sent the Surveil effect to the graveyard. I'll search for a tutor. I stacked Past in Flames on top, followed by Abrupt Decay. I'm going all in. From here, I'll neutralize Vexing Bauble. I'll generate more mana needed for the combo. Thank you for watching up to this point. I apologize for the frequent play mistakes. I hope to improve at MTG together with everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving it a thumbs up. See you in the next one. This has been Antya.